So what we have here is a basic animation of a box moving up and down and from left to right. So if I wanted to make changes to this, it'd be pretty tricky. So I've baked the animation down to every keyframe, to every key, and if I wanted to change this, it gets pretty tricky in the graph editor. There's too many keys to manage, and without significant cleanup, we're not going to be able to do a lot. So let's say I wanted this animation to start down here, and at the end I wanted to finish up high to the right here. So what I could do is I could create a new null, call that parent. I could then come into the scene editor, I could grab that box and parent it to the null, and then in the animation come to the end and I could raise the box up here. Okay, so that's all fine. That's pretty simple to do, and we can make changes to that parent. Okay, but what if this was a more complicated hierarchy? Maybe it's a character rig, and we want to change the animation on a mocap arm, and we want to make it wave when the character's walking. Well, to do that, it would suddenly become a lot more complicated, because we'd need to create parents and special rigs with, a complicated setup. So this is where animation layers comes in. It's really easy to create a layer on top of existing animation, and it gives you a clean timeline to animate on. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just get rid of that and get rid of that, and let's create our first layer. So we've got a box selected here. I'm going to create layer, hit OK, and that has given us a clean timeline. Okay, we've still got our animation there. So we can see here we've got this base layer button. If I select that, that will show us our base original animation timeline with the keyframes from that. Then if I select my layer again, I can see a clean timeline. So here I'm just going to raise this up. All right, so that's given us the same effect as before, but this time we've not had to create any special keys or rig or parenting or whatever. What actually happens when we create a layer, the box itself has a super layers motion modifier automatically applied to it, and we have this series of nulls. We don't have to interact with these at all. These are all part of how the plugin works, so we can totally ignore those and just do our animation on the new timeline. Okay, so what we have here, we've created our layer. We can delete a layer, and let's just have a look at that. So if I delete a layer, you can see all of those nulls have gone, and also our motion modifier has gone from our box. All right, so the scene stays very clean. We can also, once we've done some animation, we can merge this down, and again, that's kept our new animation. It's got rid of all the extra nulls and motion modifiers.